Welcome to Breaking the Cycle, where we get deep into the patterns that keep us stuck and discover the tools to break free. Whether it's binge eating, emotional eating, struggles, self-doubt, we're here to explore the root causes, challenge the status quo, and pave the way for lasting transformation. I'm Natasha D'Souza, your host, coach, and guide, and I'm here to help you take back control and create a life that truly reflects your worth. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I have with me a very, very exciting guest, someone that you may have seen snippets of probably about a year ago, give or take. But I have him back on with me today to share his journey with you, all aspects of his journey, weight loss, emotional eating, Ozempic. And I have with me here today, Tarek. Tarek, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure.
It is such a remarkable year it has been, and I've been keeping up with you, just seeing you transition on your weight loss, how you're showing up for yourself, and I was like, oh my God, he has come so far. But before we can take everyone else to who you are now, I want to take them to who you were before we got onto this journey. So if you want to give us a bit of insight on you, a little introduction, your struggles with food, your struggles with weight, and we'll kick it off from there.
Well, I'm very excited to be here, so thank you for having me. I think my weight journey started when I was 8 years old. That's the earliest where I started struggling with weight. My mom's side of the family is morbidly obese, so it is genetic as well. And I've had a turbulent relationship with my body ever since I was 8 years old. As you know, I've tried every diet, every form, did therapy, the whole thing, and I would just yo-yo all my life. And now, for the first time, I just turned 35 yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I feel like I finally have a very healthy relationship with my body, but it's still a learning curve. Like, I'm still learning, I'm still going. I do have days where I'm struggling. And yeah, what I like to say is that I'm the healthiest I've ever been. That's what makes me happy. That's how I see it. Yeah.
I love that. So when we go back in time, there were issues with your body and there were issues with food. We'll focus on the body aspect of things because I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. What were some of the thoughts that would go through your head about your body?
That I was fat and ugly, because I come from a culture where people freely comment on other people's bodies and what they look like. And I've heard people say some nasty things about other people. So I would always wonder, are they saying the same thing about me? I was bullied when I was a kid, obviously at school, for being obese. So it's all engraved in my body, in my mind actually. And I had to unlearn all this kind of hatred that's projected towards obese people in our society and in the society we live in. And so I still have sometimes, I'm going to be very honest, I still have sometimes moments where I look into the mirror and I'm like, I can feel myself, love myself less. And I get scared because I feel like, oh, it's coming back. And then I have to embrace again and do all the techniques that we worked on when we were doing our training together. And it's just to reprogram my brain that, no, you are worthy of love. You do look good. There's nothing to be ashamed of. So it's. I would say it's a daily thing.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. When you were young and these comments were getting thrown at you, how were you responding to them?
I would eat more.
I hear you.
I would just eat more because it's like, okay, I'm not going to win whatever I do, so food is my comfort, so I'm going to food is the constant thing. It's the one thing that makes me feel safe and happy and comfortable, and I can just cocoon in my own world and just eat more. So it was like a rebellious act, like, oh, I've gained weight, let me show you how I can gain more,
Yeah.
It was that kind of thing. Obviously, I was very hurt, my self-esteem issues and all of that. And I would write in my diary, and I would cry, and nobody would understand me. I was a kid, and we didn't have the tools back then. I think now we live in a it's an incredible, the level of awareness that we have around, especially on social, people really understanding body image issues, how to speak. I have friends who have kids now, and how they talk to their kids about their weight and how they handle their body issues and all of that. Huge change.
Yeah, absolutely. I notice it as well with my friends and their kids, and they're like, "Oh, Natasha, we don't talk about weight in
Yeah.
this household. And I was like, that's beautiful.
I love
That's
it.
so beautiful. So fast forward to you being an adult then.
Yeah.
How did that translate to your relationships as an adult, your conversations as an adult, your weight, how you projected as an adult?
So the thing is, when I was 18, I was anorexic and I lost 55 kilos in 4 months. Lost my hair as well because it was a very bad way to lose weight. And that's when I had my first experience of being thin. And that changed my life because I was suddenly no longer invisible. I was shocked by how society, people treat you just because of your weight. It was incredible. Strangers, everything. You're suddenly more attractive. Suddenly more people want to hang out with you. And also you feel better about yourself in a way. But I also felt empty, very, very empty. So I realized that that was wrong of me, what I did. And then I did a lot of therapy. That's when I started therapy as well. And I learned that, oh, where my issues come from, etc., blah, blah, blah. And then I started yo-yoing. I would go into the diet, the crash diets, exercising like crazy, barely eating, but really barely eating. I would say dieting is not anorexia, but it has the same, at least for me,
Yeah.
same type of mentality. You're
Absolutely.
depriving yourself and you will reward yourself later. And that whole system doesn't really work. So I would lose weight. Then I'm like, okay, I'm at my perfect weight. I would eat again, gain it again. And it's just that I've tried all the diets, the ketos, the high protein, everything you can imagine. And it would never really work. I would never be able to sustain the weight.
Yeah. I remember there was something with tuna, right?
Oh my God, once I ate tuna for 6 months.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Remember that?
I can't.
Do you know what? When you told me that story the first time, I've not been able to touch tuna again after that. I don't know why. I look at tuna, I was like, no, I can't do this.
No, yeah. I eat raw tuna now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did that. It was like the one thing I could eat every day that, and I could also like lose weight with it. Oh my God, no, very unhealthy.
Yeah. But you can see the mentality, right? The extreme mentality,
Yeah.
right? Of going into like an obsession. I always say people that struggle with food have a very addictive personality. Can you?
I do have an addictive personality.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you were to translate that to your life, how would you say
Like
so?
now I'm addicted to candles. Like I transferred it from food into something else. Like we have so many candles at our place, and like it's becoming a bit manic. But I do have an addictive personality, and what I've learned is that instead of going to food for that pleasure, I now seek it elsewhere. I do more. I'm much more active. I socialize more. I try to work on my impulses and see what will make me happy. So sometimes I do shop a bit extra. That's also unhealthy, but I have literally transferred my emotional dependence on food into other things.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you sound like you've dispersed it, like,
Yeah.
because addictive is like, I've got it, I'm fixated on it, but it sounds like you had the fixation with food.
Yeah.
And then you've kind of spread it out. I always remember this one incident you told me about where you're like, that's it, I picked up the KFC and I kind of look like a little piggy, like just swinging the bag of KFC
I was
around.
so ashamed of myself. But there's nothing to be ashamed of because I'll tell you what, I went to KFC again a year and a half later and I did not feel any shame. I just wanted some fries and chicken and it's okay. I mean, it doesn't taste good, by the way. But I just wanted, I didn't feel a sense of shame. But before, because I remember when I first started working with you, I had not understood why am I so emotionally connected to food? What is going on? What is the root cause? How can I fix it? How can I tackle it? So there was a lot of shame. Now, and I love one of your best lines, honor your cravings. And it's the best thing because, yes, if I have KFC tonight and I have it, that was the only time I've had it, just because I wanted it. My body wanted it, The other day, I actually was going to order KFC. I was really hungry. I forgot to have lunch. And it was 8 p.m. and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. And then my mind is automatically going to the easiest option because I had been eating like a lot of raw food and stuff like that. So I just needed something quick. And then I was telling my partner, oh my God, I feel like KFC. And they're like, no, you know that you don't want KFC. I was like, yeah, true. I'll get sick.
Yeah. It's
I'll
such
just
a
get sick.
momentary thing. Like sometimes you just want it. You want the feeling of it, the taste of it.
Yeah.
I love your journey, and this is something I'm so honored that I get to speak about. Is that you were one that embarked on a GLP-1 journey, which is an
Yeah.
Ozempic journey. You've been very open about it, very candid about it, but most importantly, when you booked that call in with me, when we met the first time, you said, "Look, I'm going on Ozempic, but I want to do a very holistic approach. I want to look at this from every single angle," which I feel is a missing piece for a lot of people that are jumping on the Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy trend right now. What made you make that decision?
It was all the failed attempts because honestly, before taking Ozempic, I was planning to do a gastric bypass. Because all of my mom's side of the family had done it. It was really the only way to get rid of their obesity. Some of them had to do it twice because they failed. They did not change their habits. But I was desperate. I was done. I was exhausted. At the time, I was 33. I was like, oh my God, like I'm 33 and I'm still struggling with my weight. When am I going to be able to get rid of this? And that's when I saw a doctor. And the doctor told me, he was like, why don't you try the Ozempic? And I was like, I don't want to. Like, let me just. He's like, no, give it a shot. Let's see how it goes. Then I was like, okay, if I'm gonna try the Ozempic, if it's really gonna suppress my appetite, it's not gonna fix the issues. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna do this, let me do it right. So I met you, emotional eating. I continued my therapy, got a trainer, got a journal, and got the Ozempic. And it was all happening at the same time because I thought to myself, let me give myself one more chance to really try to change my life.
Yeah.
And if it fails, it fails. And then I know I need to do the gastric bypass. That's what got me into it.
Yeah. And then what are some of okay, let's do this question. How did it transition for you as you started? There was a lot of bumps, right? As we were going along, I noticed them, you noticed them as well.
Yeah.
But for me, bumps are learning lessons. So what were some of the biggest aha moments for you as you were going on this journey?
I was talking about this the other day with a colleague of mine. I did not realize that people don't think about food all the time. It changed my life. It absolutely changed my life. People do not understand what food noise is. I know it's a viral kind of term. It's debilitating. Like, you dream about food. It's not just that in your waking time, it's you're sleeping, you dream about a meal, you wake up tasting it in your mouth. So you get out of bed and you need to eat. Like, you think about food, you'll be having breakfast, you're thinking about the snack. And then after the snack, you're like, okay, what am I going to have for lunch? And then you're having, it's a constant thinking about food. The release was food is not on my mind at all. And it was like the first time in my waking life, in my, conscious life, that I was like, not thinking about food. That was the first immediate reaction. The second was offering me the space to rethink what I'm eating.
Yeah.
To actually be able to make a well-informed decision. Okay, I can actually eat this today, and this is how much protein I need to take, and start to learn about food and food pairing, which is one of my favorite things that I learned with you. Like, okay, I want some fries, but have a really big salad with it. Like, all of that, which I still follow till this day. And it gave me the space to learn, without that manic kind of obsessive behavior.
Yeah.
So that's the ultimate gift
Yeah.
from the GLP-1.
The initial beginning, because you tattooed, I think is the word that they use, titrate. You titrated up, right?
Yeah.
So when you were on your lower dose, before you went up through was the highest the 1 milligram that you went on?
Yeah, no, it was the 2.4.
2.4.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So when you were going up on that, in the beginning, did you notice the food noise kind of quieting down to then going up to the 2.4?
No, it was immediate. The food noise was always there. It was the weight loss that I didn't notice. It took me I think around 8 months to start seeing a noticeable difference. Because at the same time, I was exercising. So I had to take protein. So I was struggling. My body, I was just shifting things. And also I was losing fat, but gaining a bit of muscle. So the scale would not change. I had to learn about the differentiation. It was a whole learning curve. The food noise was immediate. But every time I would get used to a dose, some of the cravings would come back, the hunger would come back. I would think about the food a bit more, so I would have to go up, 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 and lose the weight until you're on the maintenance, what do you call it?
Dosage, I guess,
Dosage,
yeah.
yes.
The something I want to talk to people about is the effort and time you took with your training, with
Yeah.
your trainer to go work out, right?
Yeah.
And I really want to stress over this because I see it all the time. I see a lot of clients now coming to me having gained back all the weight after, but if you look at their habits, they didn't instill the crucial elements.
Yeah.
I remember I remember dad bod. That you
Yeah.
said you wanted a dad bod.
Yeah.
Two, I remember there was a transition where you went from 2 trainings a week and then you upped that. So if you want to tell us first your relationship with the gym,
Yeah.
working out,
Yeah.
and how that transitioned along.
I have to say my trainer has been a big part of my journey because she's very patient with me. I've been I've been training for a year and 9 months. This is the longest I've ever stuck to,
amazing.
And I tell her I come to the gym for you, like because she will motivate me. We will have conversations while we're exercising. She will challenge me, but also will understand on the days that I'm not being able to challenge myself. So she's very patient with me, which is what allowed me to be able to enjoy the space, because I'm not the kind of person who you're going to be like, okay, and now no. You have to be patient with me. And she has been very instrumental in that. My relationship with the gym is that I go there so that I can be healthy. That's it. It's literally that. It's an equation. I go, I give my body this chance so that I can live longer, a healthier life. I'm doing this for my heart. I'm doing this for my lungs. I'm doing this for my brain. I'm just doing it for my body. But to tell you that I get ecstatic when I go to the gym, that's gonna be a lie. The good thing about me, and my trainer always tells me this, is that even when you're exhausted or you're too busy, you still show up.
Yeah.
And that makes me very happy that I'm showing up for myself. And sometimes I'll give 120%, and sometimes I'll give 50%. But at least I'll be there and show up for myself. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. That's really, really. Aren't you proud of yourself?
I
for
am
that?
actually. I never thought. Remember when we met and I told you
Yeah.
I hate the gym? I don't understand people who go and say, oh, I had a great workout. Like, what are you on about? And then now I experience it. Sometimes when I have a really good session, I come back and I'm like, oh, excited, like yeah, let's do. Like I get so much energy, and I'm really vibing. So it's a great relationship to have, but again, I'm not in it because I think a lot of people go to the gym to perfect their bodies. I'm not in it for that. I'm really in it for the health advantage. I would like to get to a point where I'm there to perfect my body, but I'm not there yet. And I've also come to the conclusion that it's okay to not be there.
Yeah.
Because I have a different priority right now. Maybe one day I will, and I have the time and space to do that. But for now, I'm just taking care of my body.
That's beautiful. That's a good way to start because I believe anyone that struggles with weight and food, we do two things very, very well. We're either eating healthy and losing weight, or we're binging and we're gaining weight. This whole in-between space is so new for us, right?
Yeah.
So new. And to see you honor that is so beautiful because you're telling yourself, okay, I'm not binging and I'm not gaining, but I'm not also dieting and completely losing, and every weight session needs to be like me see muscles or something.
Yeah.
It's for your mental health, which is
Yeah.
so beautiful. And I think this, once you get to where you need to be, which we're going to talk about, this is instrumental,
Yeah.
instrumental for that.
Yeah.
Do you feel that when you go for your sessions, like I'm just doing this
My
for
mental
me?
health,
Yeah.
I have to say, I was on antidepressants for 5 years. And I've been off them now for how long? Maybe almost 2 years. Yes. Thank you so much.
I was hoping you would talk about that. I didn't want to bring it up
Yeah,
unless
of course.
you did.
It's a huge part of it. And I really, really believe that moving my body is what helped me also come off of them. Of course, I did a lot of mental work. I did a lot of therapy. I worked with my psychiatrist, my psychologist, a lot of work. But I noticed one time my trainer was off for 2 weeks. She was traveling. And I was like, I decided, you know what? I'm going to be lazy. I'm just going to go for the lazy approach. Like, I haven't had 2 weeks where I don't exercise at all. Oh my God. My mental health
Really?
just dipped. Like, by the end of the 2 weeks, I started feeling depression, feeling lazy, feeling tired. And I was like, it was the first time where I could actually understand how impactful exercising is for my brain and what it does for my mental health. So ever since then, I never stopped.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like hearing these words coming out of your mouth is like, wow, I love this. You said something which I think is so important to share, the tiredness.
Yeah.
Now, having worked with quite a few clients and hearing stories from friends, there is a different kind of tiredness level that comes with the Ozempic doses. Is that something you experienced on the higher doses, probably?
No, I feel much better when I'm on Ozempic, and I'll talk about it in a bit, but no, actually, my energy, I think before taking Ozempic, I was always tired. Now I'm only tired because there's a specific reason. I've been in back-to-back meetings, I've been sleeping late because I have social events, and then waking up early for work, and then exercising. I have a busy. There's a reason why I'm tired, but I have the stamina now. I sleep less, which I'm not enjoying, but I do sleep less because my body doesn't need more, which is I no longer nap.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge change in my life. I no longer take
So who
naps.
is this person? This is amazing. Oh my God.
My life has really changed
I
after
love
this health
that.
journey.
I love that. Now for the big reveal. So
Yeah.
you've been on Ozempic, you've done the holistic approach. What's the number? How many kilos are we talking
30.
about?
30, yes.
That's amazing. That's like
Yeah.
30 kilos.
Yes.
Did you ever think you'd be able to do that and keep it off?
In a
mind
healthy
you?
way? No. Never. No, 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 no. Like, and then to have a completely, like, I don't no longer have a complex relationship with food. I'm very happy with my body. I want to lose more, mind you, but I'm so patient with it. It's like it will happen when it happens. Right now, I need to honor the changes that my body is going through. So I'll lose a bit. Maybe sometimes I'll gain a bit, but it no longer scares me. It didn't scare me until I stopped Ozempic. That's when I was like, oh my God. I stopped Ozempic for 2 months just to see. The food noise came back. And at that point, I had been living free of food noise for a year and a half. And progressively, it was getting worse and worse and worse. And I started dreaming about food. And I'm like having to implement everything that I've learned. But I also injured my knee.
I remember you
So I'm
saying.
doing physiotherapy and I'm struggling and I'm having to fight the food noise. But at the same time, I'm not being able to go to the gym. So I'm eating a bit more. And I gained 2 kgs in 2 months. And no, actually, I gained 4 kgs in 2 months. And when I reached 4, and there was a moment, actually. There was a moment, it was midnight, and I was eating popcorn next to the microwave, standing. And my partner was like, what are you doing? And I realized what I was doing, and I was like, I'm going back to Ozempic. Like, there's no way. There's just no way. I realized how, and I was just eating popcorn. It's not like I'm eating fast food or whatever. It's just popcorn. But I realized that I'm obsessing about food again. And I accepted. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, to be honest with you, and the Oprah Winfrey podcast as well. She's been very vocal about this, and I have been understanding that obesity is a disease. It's not just about what I'm eating and what I'm doing. Most people don't struggle through life having to fight food noise. They really don't, because I know now. I know what most people go through. You don't. I've heard so many people say, "Oh, I forgot to have lunch." And I used to be like, how can you forget to have lunch? On Ozempic, I know you can forget to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you're really not that hungry. So I realized, okay, I cannot fight all these battles. I'm going to go back. I started Mounjaro, actually, because I was first on Ozempic, then Wegovy, stopped for 2 months, and now I'm on Mounjaro. I've been on it for a month. And within 2 days, the food noise was gone, and I was me again. And now I'm treading this path of like, okay, what does this mean? Because obviously I don't want to be on them for the rest of my life, because I get so many articles from my friends who are concerned, like, did you know Ozempic causes thyroid cancer? Did you know that Ozempic causes the thinning of, your bones? Like so many things. And obviously I do blood work. Now I've agreed with my doctor to do it once every month instead of once every 3 months, to check on my pancreas, check on my thyroid, check on my liver, all of that, to make sure that I'm healthy. But obviously I'm also scared because I do not know the health implications. This is what I say. Every medication has a side effect.
Yep.
There's no such thing. The only reason why GLP-1s are so known or theorized is because they're under scrutiny right now. That's it. But we all take so many medications, and you do not know the side effects and what they can do to you. So that's kind of my way of dealing with the anxiety around taking GLP-1s. At the same time, I want to find a way to do it. Like maybe I could take once every month instead of one injection per week, or, 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, I need to find a way to do it. But what I do know is that in these 2 months, when everything came back to me, I was very scared.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's always a route of the maintenance dose, but
Yeah.
I want to go down that route. So, when you reached that end point where you're like, I'm going to go off this, right? What was the mindset there? What made you make those decisions, saying, okay, I'm ready, I'm making this decision to go off it?
Because I had learned to trust myself again. So it was like, okay, now I have faith in myself. I've been on this health journey for a year and a half. I've changed my habits. I'm a very different person. So I wanted to see who am I without it. I just wanted to make sure. And one thing that I was very happy about is that in these 2 months, the cravings never came back. So I wasn't suddenly craving bad food. I was still craving the food I'm eating, but a lot of it. Bigger quantities. So I was like, okay, the hunger and the food noise and the obsession about food is in my brain. It's not psychological. You know what I mean? So because if it was psychological, I would want to go back to my comfort food and all the bad things that I used to do before. It was just that nothing is enough. I need to eat. Oh my God, I'm going to eat more chicken. I eat more rice, all of that, just because I need to also, I'm amping up in the gym and all of that. And I was completely uncomfortable. Like, you have to remember when you take GLP-1s, you never finish your plate. And there's something empowering about that because I never reach fullness. I have learned in these past almost 2 years to no longer embrace fullness. So I always eat at the 80% capacity. But then I was like, no, I'm getting full. And I was so uncomfortable with getting full because, you and I, we worked very hard on me disassociating from the feeling of fullness and the comfort it used to give me. And then that became, if I'm full, I'm bloated and I'm not feeling comfortable and I actually feel heavier, so I no longer enjoy that feeling. But then when I stopped and I was starting to get full, I'm like, okay, and I would get full, and then an hour later, I'm thinking, what am I gonna eat now? And I was like, oh my God, no. This was so scary, really intimidating, because I'm gonna be transparent here in our conversation. I do not want to be obese. I struggled all my life. Like, I cannot go back after all of this work, go back to being obese. I'm very scared of it. It is my motivation, to be honest with you, but in a healthy way, not in an unhealthy way. I'm not starving myself. I'm not depriving myself. I'm not going into crazy thoughts. It's more like I really can't go back. Like, this has to be the journey forward, not the journey backward. So that's why I'm back on Mounjaro.
Absolutely. And when you went off, Tarek, what dosage were you on before going off?
2.4 Wegovy, the highest dosage.
2.4, and then you went off to nothing completely.
My doctor told me you can stop completely if you want to.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he told me anyways it's healthy to clean up your liver and pancreas and everything. It's advisable to take at least 6 weeks off. So I took 2 months.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And then when you got back on, so you made the decision, you said, okay, fine, it's time to take that leap. Just to give some insight of what's happening there. Food noise gets quieted down primarily with fullness. So when we have a GLP-1 in our body, we feel so full, so there's no food noise, right? Because we're constantly walking around with that. So when you got back on and you decided, okay, I'm going to go to Mounjaro. Mounjaro is a trizepatide, so it's a bit stronger as well, I guess, in its certain place. What was the difference that you noticed? What dose did you start on with Mounjaro?
I think it's 750.
Ah, okay.
It's a low dose.
Perfect. And so then, what difference did you notice the most going from Ozempic, Wegovy, which is similar, to then Mounjaro 7.5? Anything similar or different, you would say?
I would say it was almost immediate, the effect. Immediate, and it's a low dosage. So for me to feel it at such a low dosage, I was like, I'm even comfortable being on this dosage for a while longer. I don't feel the need to go up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I was happy about that.
Absolutely. And how are you feeling? How long has it been that you've been on Mounjaro?
Exactly,
And how has it been month on Mounjaro?
Wonderful.
Yeah?
Wonderful, yes. I'm back to myself. I'm eating exactly what I need to eat just because I'm hungry. I'm physically hungry, which is something you also taught me to differentiate between emotional hunger and physical hunger.
Yeah.
And I'm just physically hungry, so I eat. And I feel like myself again. I lost 2 kgs.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
So this is 2 from the 4 that you gained.
Yes,
Amazing. And so it's slowly coming back
slowly.
down.
Yeah.
So those 2 months, I think they're really pivotal for you, right? I believe it sounds like a huge learning lesson there. Because you did say something which I appreciate, and I'm sure the people listening will appreciate as well, on a cost perspective and on do I want to be addicted to this perspective, right? You said,
Yeah.
I don't want to use this for life.
Yeah.
In those 2 months, seeing what our bodies and minds are capable of, what's the plan now? Let's say moving forward on getting off it, staying off it, and things of that sort.
I'm doing a blood test this next week just to check on my liver and pancreas and see if anything didn't look good, because I did have some alarming stuff in my liver and my pancreas, and we're checking if it was the Ozempic or if it was alcohol. We don't know yet. So I'm just seeing. I want to see now what's up with my liver, and then I will make a more well-informed decision. Because if it's still acting up, I would have to stop the Mounjaro.
Okay.
Definitely, like just to make sure. Because I always promise myself, as long as everything is good, I'll take it. If not, I'll stop it. If everything is fine, which I'm hopeful that it will be, I want to approach it in a way where I can understand if I can do an injection every 2 weeks instead of every week, and just try to maintain and then understand what would that do. I'm gonna experiment. This is what I'm gonna go into. I'm gonna experiment and see what dosage does my brain stop the food noise at, and where can I extend. So for example, if I do it once every 2 weeks and the food noise is still not there, I'll push it to maybe 3 weeks, like then to a month. I just want to see what's my limit so that I can manage that. And then I also see in the future maybe, and I've seen people do that, they go off it, recover for a bit, then go on it again, and it's like this kind of, journey. But what I do know is that I'm completely uncomfortable with food noise. Completely uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
I cannot go back to it. And that is right now. I got scared. I told you these 2 months were really pivotal because I got scared. So right now I'm gonna see where things go. I'm very happy with my body. I want to lose more weight, but I'm patient with it. Like for me, based on the metrics that the doctor gave me, I still need like 10 kgs to be like my perfectly healthy weight. I can take 2 years to lose those 10 kgs. I don't
Absolutely.
mind at all. Like I'm in a much better place, and I do know that when you lose it fast, you gain it fast. So it's better to be patient with my body, understand it. There are weeks where I feel like I have more cravings, but then also I'm kinder to myself about it. And there are weeks where I don't even think about food. Food is not a priority. I lose weight. So I just listen to my body. You taught me that as well. I listen to my body. I honor its cravings. And it's been a very healthy dynamic.
Yeah.
And it's the first time in my life that I actually have a healthy relationship with my body. So this has been
Which is beautiful.
monumental.
It's just so beautiful. And I wanna dive into that a little bit more with you. Your relationship with your body and your relationship with food, because as much as Mounjaro and Ozempic were part of your journey, we did talk a lot about your cravings. We did talk a lot about how you would order food when you were sitting with people, and you're like, Natasha, I just order everything, And I want to have people understand how that has transitioned for you, because it's, yes, the injection was there, you were taking it weekly, but there were conscious decisions where you had to step in and say, I'm going to get the salad, I'm going to choose the protein. And I want to really emphasize on that aspect as well. So if you want to just take us through how that food journey has shifted for you, because I know it's shifted drastically.
Yeah. I'm so not ashamed to order whatever I want on the menu. I come and I say, I'm so hungry, you guys. Oh my God, I didn't have lunch today. I'm starving. Are we all hungry? Okay. So, and then we start discussing the food. I eat with such an appetite, with such a pleasure, but I eat enough. So there's no more shame. Whatever I'm gonna eat, it's what my body needs. And I also love good food. At the same time, I love sharing it with the people that I love. So there is no longer any shame. For me, what's been right for my body and myself is to normalize everything. To just normalize it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna eat a burger today. Tomorrow I'm not. I'm not forcing myself.
Yeah.
And to normalize being able to enjoy everything. I won't have a whole piece of cake because it's too sweet anyways. So I'll have a few bites, not because I'm forcing myself, because naturally my taste buds are exploding and I'm not enjoying that rush of sugar. But there are other days I want to eat the whole piece of cake because my body needs the sugar right now. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's an equation. I'm not demanding something of my body and then giving it like every 2 weeks, oh, we can eat cake now because I've lost 2 kg. No, no, no. There's none of that. If I gain a bit of weight, that's fine. I honored my cravings too much this month, and that's what my body needed. And the next month it's going to be different. So I have a much less complex relationship with food now. I will enjoy whatever I'm eating, whatever I'm doing, with being mindful. I just need to be mindful. So of course, sometimes I'll notice I love bread. Bread is my weakness. I love bread, especially sour bread. Oh my God, it's a whole thing. So sometimes I'll be like, I'll go to a restaurant and I'll start with the bread, and I see myself enjoying the bread too much, and then I have to tell myself, but Tarek, you're gonna be full. You're not gonna enjoy the actual food you want to eat. So stop. That's it. It's because of that. It's because I want to enjoy the other food. It's not because, oh my God, I'm eating too much bread. I'm going to gain weight. This is not good. No, it's because I want to reward myself with something even better than the bread.
Yeah.
And that's how it has worked for me. So I'm not depriving myself. I'm just speaking to my body and being like negotiating. Like, if you eat the bread, you're just going to have bread, which you can already always have. So what's the point? But there's the tuna tartare coming and the tartare de bœuf, and like there's so much coming. So you can enjoy those things as well. And that's how it's been working. So when I see somebody depriving themselves, I can't help but feel triggered and upset for them. You know what I mean? Because I've lived through it. But some people, this is a conversation I had with a friend of mine, some people need extreme discipline to be able to go through that health journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we
Who
don't
keeps
know.
it off longer?
Yeah.
That's really, really interesting. I mean, this is the beauty of what you just spoke about, right? You said, yeah, I enjoyed everything, but I'm still mindful. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a month that I gained. So the next month, I'll monitor my cravings a lot more. And I think this is so crucial for people that are on injections that are listening to this, to know that even though you are on them, you were on them, Ozempic, now Mounjaro, you still have developed that mindful attitude around things. It's not just, okay, let the injection do its work and what comes, come. I think that's really, really crucial. And it seems like, since I spoke to you last time, it's strengthened even more. Like you're even more aware of things right now.
Yeah.
Do you notice that when you're ordering your food and things of that sort?
Yes, because especially when I'm very hungry. So when I'm not very hungry, I can make the best well-informed decision because I'm like, okay, I didn't have enough protein today. I'll pick this up. This is how it is. When I'm hungry, and I didn't have lunch, for example, it's 8 p.m. So the last time I ate was 10 a.m. Like your brain is like navigating, like now give me something now. We need to eat now. So I've learned to calm myself down.
Yeah.
And tell myself, Tari, you're gonna eat. It's okay. You did this to yourself. You forgot to have lunch, or you were too busy to have lunch. Let's just pick something reasonable. And I'll start, like it's as if talking to a little child inside of me. And it's just like
Exactly.
telling that little child, you are going to eat, but let's make sure that the meal is worth it. It cannot just be anything. Okay, I'll order Chinese, or no. Let's just think about what we want to eat. So it's calming myself so that I can make a better decision. Sometimes I will be like, okay, I want a burger. Done. خلاص, there's no negotiation. I know when my body wants something and when I can negotiate with it. And that has been working very, very well for me.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very good approach because you diversify what you eat, first of all. And second of all, you start to learn how to calm your impulses rather than suppress them. I think that backfires. When you suppress your impulses or your cravings, oh my God, you will wake up at 1:30 a.m. After midnight and open the fridge. Your body is going to attack you in ways you cannot imagine because you've deprived it for too long. So now I have this healthier relationship where it's a negotiation. Every day it's a negotiation without an effort, actually.
Yeah, I love that. And just so people get context of where you're coming from prior to Ozempic, when you used to order food, what did that kind of look like?
Oh my God. Sometimes when I remember, I just feel so guilty.
If you want to take us through one of those episodes.
Like I'll have acai for breakfast, and then I'll have some cookies after that. And then for lunch, I might have chicken tenders with a lot of fries. And then for dinner, I'll have pizza. Like just imagine what I was doing to my body. And then obviously like ordering the cakes and the snacks and everything. Oh, there's donuts in the office. Oh, a donut, who cares? All of that. And when I think about it, I must have been consuming 5,000 calories per day. I'm like, what did you do? Like, how did you even allow? And the fact that all these foods make you feel bad.
Yeah.
No wonder my mental health was getting worse and worse because it's all affected. I was getting more tired, more lazy, more depressed. More depressed meaning ordering more of these foods that give me instant gratification. But 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes after eating these foods, I would be like depressed. Or not feeling good about myself, or not feeling good in general in my body. I'm, all this processed food and stuff like that. So now, when I eat something that's not the healthiest, I can taste the oil. I always say this is too oily, and I don't like the taste whatsoever. And that's how I know that it's not good for me. So it's the aftermath of the meal. When I eat a good meal, my taste buds are good, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling energized, I didn't eat too much, so I feel like I still have the energy to enjoy. And when the food is good, I'll be the one in the restaurant being like, oh, this is delicious, this is, like, I'm always, like, people say, we love eating with you, you make us enjoy food more. And that's great, because I do love food, but now I can actually enjoy, my taste buds have changed, I can access things differently, I crave things, like, that are really cool, really good for you, and it used to be just like whatever, fast food. I'm craving fast food, I'm gonna eat fast food. Now my cravings are more nuanced, more interesting. I try new things at restaurants. Like it's a whole new world with food.
Yeah, it's a different kind of love,
Yes.
right? It's a different kind of love. So when people struggle with weight and food and they say, oh, it's because I love food, Natasha, I was like, you don't love food, you love quantity, right? You love big quantities of processed food because it makes you feel good. But when you change your relationship, which it sounds like what you've done here, it's an appreciation for food. Because think about love, right? You have the cutest puppy ever. When you love your puppy, you will not overdo it with him. You nurture him, you take care of him. It is a him.
I'm
right?
always mindful of his weight.
Exactly, right? Like, and now it sounds like that's the relationship you've developed with food. You've developed that relationship with food. Absolutely. What does the future look like for Tarek?
I'm excited because I feel like I trust myself now. I know that I will do what's best for me, So I feel like I'm going forward, not going backward. This is very important for me. I want to trust myself even more. I want to be healthier. Like that's the goal. It's just to be healthier. I'm the healthiest I've ever been, but I can be healthier. So I'm more mindful. It's impacting other things in my life. I need to stop smoking for sure. That's my last vice that I need to get rid of. But I'm like, it took me 33 years to change my relationship with my body. Let me just give myself a bit more time.
What's stopping you from that one?
It's a coping mechanism. Remember our conversations about coping mechanisms? Smoking helps me just cope, and I'm still not there where I can remove it. And what else would I have? Because I do have the other coping mechanisms, but it's the one thing that is easily accessible and just helps me all the time. So I'm not at a level yet mentally where I can stop that and not. I'm scared of a relapse or like a dip down in my mental health or something, because I'll get suddenly. It took me a long time. I used to struggle with anxiety. Now I no longer do. So it's like, what do I do with that energy? And that scares me. So I think bit by bit I'm getting there, but I'm very focused on it.
Thank you. Thank you for being so honest and vulnerable. And you've talked about layers within yourself that people, I'm sure, are listening to as far as anxiety goes and coping in your smoking goes, because this is such a real journey. And I love it. I love every moment of it. I want you to please share some insights for people that are listening to this, either deciding to start the injection, contemplating on the injection, deciding to start a weight loss journey, and what advice or tips you would give them based on your experience on some do's or don'ts.
So I would actually start with fixing your relationship with food, tackling the emotional issues that you have with food, because these are the ultimate triggers. Okay, once you learn what are the root causes as to why you have this relationship with food, you'll be able to start building coping mechanisms to heal from it. Yeah. Do not starve yourself. Be patient with your body. You will lose the weight. It's okay if you lose 1 kg per month. That's a huge win.
Yeah.
A massive win. And actually, I'll tell you one thing, losing weight fast is not good for your skin.
Yes.
It's really bad for your skin. You have to exercise, even if you hate it, even if you dread the gym, even if you feel ashamed about going to the gym, you have to. You have to have a better heart, stronger lungs, better muscles. You have to do that for your body. So go for the sake of your health. Don't go to perfect your body. And one thing that helped me enjoy my weight loss journey was food pairing. Yes. It's the best feeling in the world because you get to have what you want, and at the same time, you're actually being mindful of the food intake you're having.
Absolutely. And just for everyone listening, food pairing is... I'll let you take the show
yes.
on that.
So food pairing is when you pair, let's say you want to have fries, you're going to pair it with a salad. Yeah. So let's say you want to have bread, you're going to pair it with high protein. You need to, whatever you're having that is a craving that you're honoring, you need to pair it with something that's really good for your body.
I feel like a proud coach moment.
I'm so thankful.
Oh,
honestly,
thank you.
The things I have learned from you have changed my life completely. I still use the am I emotionally hungry or physically hungry? I still reason with myself. These things are gonna stay with me for life because you keep on learning for life. Yeah. They don't stop. Whenever I'm having a bad day, looking into the mirror and not being kind to myself, I remember your voice telling me, love those body parts that you reject, love those body parts that you hate on. Look at them, stare into them, and accept them and embrace them. So I have days when that happens, and believe it or not, it would be shocking, 30 kgs down, you're not supposed to, but it still comes. And on the days that those feelings or thoughts come, I'm very aware of them. I look into the mirror and I'm kinder to myself. Those are life lessons that I will always be grateful for, and thanks to you. So I'm really, really, really grateful.
Oh, thank you, Tarek. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today, being so candid, sharing your story, and welcome back. I'm so proud of you. And once you're done, the next mountain of your journey, we're going to bring you back on.
Thank you. I would love to. Thank you, Natasha, for your time.
Thank you for joining us at Breaking the Cycle. If today's conversation resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, or share this episode with someone who really needs it. Remember, breaking free isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Keep showing up, keep doing the work, and trust that transformation is possible.